Hi there, I'm SmallAnt1 and welcome to my advanced guide to Cascade Kingdom. In this video, I'll be explaining the strats and movement in as much detail as possible to get a world record time in the kingdom. The movement I'll be describing all takes a lot of practice, so don't get discouraged if it takes some time to learn. Anyways, here's what a near perfect Cascade Kingdom currently looks like, and I'll wait until after it's done to talk about it. Alright, so there's Cascade Kingdom. There are a bunch of interesting optimizations in this kingdom compared to the beginner's route. Cascade Kingdom starts off with 3 cutscene skips, so skip those. I find that mashing the plus button until the menu comes up, then timing a single A press to skip the cutscene immediately is the most consistent way to skip cutscenes quickly. After the cutscene skips, mash through the cappy text with A and B, then begin to roll. You'll be performing Wet FMS, which I've already made a tutorial for, so I won't talk about this too much. You can check that out in the guide if you need to. The only thing to mention here is to try and land as close to the corner of the land as possible, and then at the end of Wet FMS to dive at the earliest opportunity to get up, and to dive far enough to the right so Mario slips past the invisible wall. Once Mario has landed up top, do the roll boost, then triple jump up from the stone hat. During the second jump, turn Mario to the right, so when the third jump happens, Mario will jump to the right and avoid the block. Dive before the peak of the triple jump to land on the ledge, and start another triple jump. With this triple jump, go to the right a bit. It may seem like you're going in the wrong direction, but the ground on the right is slightly higher, and the ledge to the dino is slightly lower. This means that during the third jump of the triple, you can throw Cappy before the peak of the jump, and do 2 quick dives to land on the dino's platform. During the dive up, buffer a motion control spin throw, and jump right after the spin throw comes out to capture the dino. Now we get to Fast Dino Skip. With Fast Dino Skip, instead of landing on the ground below and walking onto the trampoline, you just let the dino fall onto the trampoline using some fancy maneuvering. Start this strat by holding Y and running straight forwards with the dino, then as the dino starts to break the block, turn about 45 degrees to the left, so when running, the dino's left foot should just graze this block on the left. The dino will hover in the air just a bit. Right at the end of the hover, when the dino is nearing the edge, quickly turn 45 degrees to the right, and then release Y to have the dino start walking. walk the dino towards the right half of the trampoline, then as his left foot is about to leave the ground, turn completely to the left. If done properly, the dino should be above the right half of the trampoline, but facing straight towards the left half, and the falling animation should start. With the falling animation of the dino started, the dino should hit the sides of the blocks on the left half, which destroys them and allows the dino to land directly on the trampoline. After the blocks have been destroyed, and just as the dino is about to land on the trampoline, start holding Y again and begin turning the dino back towards the boss arena. The dino should bounce on the trampoline if everything was done correctly. With the dino in the air, wait until after the dino reaches the peak of the jump, then uncapture and dive into the boss fight. Make sure to do the fast dive from the uncapture by uncapturing with one Z button and then starting to dive with the other Z button immediately after. Anyways, the boss fight should trigger, so skip the cutscene. Open the fight by rolling with Mario even before you can see him, then spin throw roll cancel forwards by doing a spin throw input, then right after you've done the shake, press the jump button. After the first successful spin throw, jump as soon as possible and spin throw again to capture the chomp. As you're capturing the chomp, shake the controller so the chomp does one tug as you gain control of it, then walk forwards without shaking until at the end of the chain, where you'll hold forwards until the struggle animation just starts and then release. With the next two hits of the fight, it doesn't matter where you stand with Mario as long as he is at the proper distance. I like to go over to the left and stand just at the tip of this grass patch. Once here, wait for Madame Brutal to ready her throw, then throw Cappy to the right, hold him there with Y, and move over to the left with Mario and crouch. Wait for Madame Brutal to throw the chomp, then after the throw, backflip with Mario. Right as Mario reaches the peak of the backflip, release Y. Mario should stop the chomp, and the hat should be knocked off by Cappy returning. Now, just down throw onto the chomp to capture. If you're playing on a Pro Controller though, a regular cap throw will work too. It's just a few frames slower. With the chomp captured again, move it outwards without motion controls until the struggle animation just starts, then release. Then, just do that one more time. After the fight is finished, do a regular roll, then long jump straight into the multi-moon to collect it. Sit and wait until Mario is brought back to the Odyssey, and mash through the Japanese Cappy text because you can't understand it anyways, then start spinning for the spin pound before the cutscene is over. Right when the cutscene ends, let Mario spin for just a short moment before doing a spin pound. The game autosaves here and likes to drop inputs if you start pressing buttons too fast. So, after the short wait, do a spin pound and roll across the small pebble. After you start rolling, center the camera and angle it upwards so the next moon is visible. Release the roll and triple jump with short hops. Then, before Mario reaches the peak of the triple, throw Cappy and do 2 quick dives to get up on the block, then jump and dive into the moon. The reason for the camera movement at the start was because moons don't become tangible until they've been on screen for enough time. If the camera wasn't looking at this moon, then you'd either collect the moon slightly later or just dive straight through it. At the end of this moon cutscene, spin the control stick and when Mario hits the ground, spin pound roll at around 45 degrees down left. Center the camera during the fall down and have Mario run in a path following the shape of the wall. Do a little jump over the ledge with Mario facing straight towards this big rock. Then, as Mario is in the air, gradually turn the control stick from straight forwards to down left, reaching the down left position right as Mario falls behind the ledge. Doing this with the control stick turns Mario to the left and slows most of his horizontal momentum so he falls straight down in front of the hole in the wall. Once you've slowed down Mario, correct his angle if needed, then dive right when the hole is in front of him. If done correctly, Mario shouldn't touch the water at all and dive onto the ground in front of the chest. Now you'll be doing chest clip, which is a clip into the ceiling using the moon from the chest. There are 2 ways to do this, and since I haven't made a dedicated tutorial for this strat, I'll explain both methods here. I'll call them top of the chest and front of the chest. The top of the chest strat is much easier than the front, but it's around 0.5 to a full second slower. The strat is done by having Mario stand on the top of the right side of the chest so his feet are in line with the darker planks. Then, cap throw to open the chest, backflip when Mario lands, and cap throw backwards once Mario hits the ceiling. The moon cutscene should play, and at the end of it, just mash cap throw to the left, dive right away to cap jump, dive again to get onto solid ground, then spin throw to hit the globe. There are 2 things to mention here with this strat. If you're standing in the correct place and backflipping immediately when Mario hits the chest, then doing the cap throw but not clipping into the ceiling, then you're probably doing the cap throw too early. You should see the cap throw animation just start to play before the moon cutscene cancels it. The other thing is that with this strat, you can technically stand anywhere on the chest and this will work, but on the left side of the chest, the ceiling above it is higher, and since you need to be basically touching the ceiling for this to work, you have a much smaller window for the cap throw. So there's the top strat. Now I'll talk about the faster, front of the chest strat. With this strat, it saves time because you open the chest earlier, but it's more difficult because you no longer have the perfectly timed bounce the other strat gives. This means that you have to time your backflip and cap throw correctly. With this one, stand in front of the right half of the chest, then cap throw to open it, jump onto it immediately, then turn around, waiting just long enough, then backflip. Cap throw once Mario hits the ceiling, and the moon cutscene should play. If everything was timed properly, then you're able to finish it off same as the other strat, with a cap throw, 2 quick dives, and a throw to hit the globe. With this front of the chest strat, there aren't any specific tips I can give you for timing. Just make sure not to backflip or cap throw too early. This is one of those strats where you'll have to keep trying it until you get a feel for the correct rhythm. And that pretty much covers everything. All of the tricks and movement I described here can be really difficult and may take hours of practice to get consistent. Don't get discouraged, remember that they are pretty advanced, and just keep on going. One last thing that you should know is I stream on Twitch. The reason why I know how to do all of these strats is because at the time of recording this, I currently have the Cascade Kingdom world record, which I got live on stream. So check that out if you want. If I forgot any details, or if you have any helpful tips, feel free to leave them in the comments below, they are much appreciated. Thank you for watching, be sure to like and subscribe. I'm SmallAnt1, and I'll see you next time.